Hey, welcome back to the Living Fit After 50 show. We say this every week, don't we? We have another great show for you. Yeah. This one's going to be, I'm excited for this one, as I say that every week too.
Yeah, it will be a good show.
It is going to be a great show. Welcome to everyone. It's been a wonderful week for us. Hopefully it's been a wonderful week for them. What about you?
I've had a great week. I'm looking forward to the next 90 days.
Why don't you tell them what we're doing this weekend?
All right. So I will always be a kid. I don't really care what the ogre next to me says. But so we are going to the Kite Festival here at Curry Beach and Carolina Beach. And tonight, the kites take flight at night. And we're going down to the beach around 6 o'clock till about midnight. And
what?
Nope. And then tomorrow,
wait a minute.
We're going to go back down there for the Kite Festival. Probably around 11 o'clock. They're having a big thing. And what's really cool is they haven't had this since COVID. So they've gone bigger and better.
This is going to be fun.
Heavenly for me.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you are walking around the Kite Fest and you see us, say hi. Come up, say hi. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Let's get some of the housekeeping. I try to remember the word out of the way. Hey, if you're watching us on the Big Talker app, great. If you're not, why the hell aren't you? Go download it. There. That's what I said on that. How was that?
Yeah, it's a little forceful.
We're also live on Facebook, YouTube, and I just found out Twitter also.
Yeah.
Elon must love us.
Probably.
Maybe we'll get blue checked. We got to have to pay the $8 though.
I hope.
Anyway, so if you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, hey, give us a thumbs up. Give us a share. Give us all that good stuff. That's enough on the housekeeping. Let's move on. I'm excited for the show.
So, yeah, if you have any questions, because I know he doesn't know the phone number, you can always call in 910-444-0281 or send a comment to livingfitafter50.com.
Well, they can do that, or they can jump on the Facebook and chat.
Facebook chat.
Our wonderful producer, TK, is watching that.
Yeah.
And if you have questions for us or our wonderful guest, feel free to pop in with them. We love the questions. Speaking of our wonderful guests, let's introduce her, Dr. Rachel Gregg. So I just kind of give you a little background. Hi, Rachel. I've been following Rachel on Facebook, I don't know how many years now, and love her content. And a couple months ago, she posted something, which I will get to, because she doesn't know this yet, that really said to me, I have got to get this awesome person on our show. So we'll get to that. It's a little surprise. I didn't want to tip her off what it is. So welcome to the show, Rachel.
Thank you so much. And now I'm really like, what is that post that sent me the edge? I'm like,
It'll come. That'll be in we're gonna do that in segment 2. I'm saving it because I like to have a little fun with this stuff. So but before we get there, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? You are a doctor, correct?
I am a doctor of pharmacy. Yes, I am from Albany College of Pharmacy. Graduated in 2004, and I worked retail for 10 years. And I left that side of the pharmacy world a little over, I think it was 10 years ago. Time flies when you're having fun. And I grew up in small town USA, upstate New York. So yeah, little country girl here.
So that's one of the things that when I reached out to Rachel, one of the things we found out is Laurie and I are from Albany also. Yep. So we were kind of exchanging about all that. It was where I first started working was a McDonald's just down the street from the college she went to. So we were kibitzing about that a little bit.
Next door to it.
I know exactly where your dorm was. It's just funny how small the world is, right? You just never know. But it was kind of a fun thing to find out. So one of the questions I did want to ask, and you already talked about it, is you were a pharmacist. You said retail pharmacy for about 10 years, you said. Why did you leave that? Because that's one of the things I'm curious about.
Yeah. So it just became really, I was a manager of my department for 6 of those years, and it became really this rat race, numbers game, dollar sign. all the things you hear, it kind of lost the idea that could actually help people. It was more just get the prescriptions out, be perfect. And one of the biggest reasons, and this might be a little like fiery for some people, is in New York State, pharmacists were not, when I graduated, we were not allowed to give vaccines. Can I say that word on here? Is that like taboo?
You can. You're okay so far.
And then we became immunizers. So we were getting forced to do those things. And it was something I felt very strongly about back then, still do today. And so that was kind of the breaking point for me, as I just saw where the world of pharmacy was headed. Mm-hmm. So I just had to get out. I knew that. I knew in my being and my soul and my gut and all the things, like I couldn't do that forever. So I had to walk away.
I always joke that pharmacists are pill pushers, drug dealers, that kind of stuff. It's all said in good fun, but
right. Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, I actually would try to get out of, like, I try to go out to the supplement aisle, and I'd come back to, depending on what pharmacist I was working with, they would say something to me like degrading what I was doing with that person out in the aisle. Like I wasn't doing my job. I was having coffee. I got asked if I was just having coffee with them. So I knew that where I wanted to be in the health and wellness realm wasn't going to be available to me in that position that I was in. So yeah, I just felt that very intensely, and it just was continuing to just get bigger and bigger. So I knew that I was not long for that retail pharmacy world. And that's what they want you to do. They just push the pills, get them out the door, don't spend too much time, trying to help them. Just give them another pill so they'll come back for more. It's just, it's a real thing. You hear it, people talk about it all the time, and I can say I was behind the curtain. I was wearing that white coat. I saw and felt what people do talk about, and it's true. It's so true.
You got some?
I make sure that's on. I tend to shut my microphone off.
Laurie just completely lost it.
No. And Rachel, it's funny you say that, because I had a question about something at the pharmacy not too long ago. And they kind of like all stood there and looked at each other, just to almost like, all right, rock, paper, scissors, who's going to go help this one? And yep. I'll watch how long you're out there. And, and it's sad because back in the day, and I'll go back to this pharmacy that was in Albany, and it was very personalized. There was one or two pharmacists back there. He was the owner of the pharmacy. He was always out on the floor talking with everybody that came in and helping everyone. And that's a sad thing now, because there are so many different things on the shelves. What is the better of the 15 items that are out there? I don't know. So I would, of course, ask a pharmacist to come out and help me, because I don't want to take the wrong thing. I have to cough.
I'll jump in. Go ahead.
No, but that's the reality of where it is today versus where it was. And that's sad, because people over 50, especially 70, 80, 90 years old, going into these pharmacies, not really sure what to take. And then I think now, after listening to you, how many people just walk away with maybe the wrong item or not even anything, because they weren't getting the help, because everybody behind the counter kind of put their head down like, we don't see anybody out there. And that's sad.
It's so sad. And when you were talking about a couple of things, when I was in college, like when I was in pharmacy school, we had a class that was strictly about, because they really pushed on us like the counseling aspect of it. And we had a whole series of like supplementation and learning about supplements. And then when I got into the real world, it was just like, oh, we don't have time for that. We can't talk to people about those types of things. Like, keep it short, keep it. And you just see these people that need you, and you can't do, the things you want to do to help them. And it's just you want to feel like you're helping people and making a difference. And it's just not the case. And it was kind of funny because I became known as the girl that, like, if they ask anything about anything other than like Tylenol, ibuprofen, and a couple other things, like, if Rachel's here, she's going to be the one that talks to them, because we don't know what she's talking about half the time.
Right.
I was the girl that brought the green smoothie to work, and they're looking at me like, what is that? And it's just so that's the aspect of the pharmacy that I truly enjoyed. And it was just like slowly, it just was dissolving very quickly. I can't even imagine what it's like now. And plus, I see all the time these different medications that are going over the counter, for people just to grab off the shelves. And if you're spending, less and less time with them, God knows what people are leaving the store with. Like you said, great point. People are leaving with God knows what. And it's kind of scary.
Yeah. And mixing stuff, taking, even though there are two different names of something. So I read something on somebody's post the other day on Instagram where they took two different types of allergy medicine. And because they were two different brands, they thought it was okay to take both of them.
Uh-oh.
And their blood pressure and their heart, I mean, everything medically that could go wrong did go wrong. And I'm thinking, you're an adult and you have children. You would think that you would know not to take all that medication within 1 or 2 hours of each other. And of course, you've like double, tripled up on medicine. You're going to have those side effects. And that was like mind boggling to me, and like you said, I mean, the sad thing in everyday life, I think now what's turned to is everything has a time stamp on it. I know, you can only spend so much time with somebody giving a consultation. I see that at the pharmacy now because there's 2 or 3 people waiting in line, and you as the pharmacist behind the counter sees, everybody's eyes rolling. But I think everybody is due that time that, they're there, they have questions. That's what you went to school for. That's your profession, to give that sound advice.
I mean, I know a few pharmacists, and they all say the same thing that you do, Rachel. They get into it because they want to help people. A lot of them were in the corporate pharmacies, the CVS's, the Walgreens, Walmarts, all of them, and they've left because it's the corporate methodology, right? Get them in, get them out, that type of thing. And the hometown pharmacy, for lack of a better term, they're disappearing. And that's those nice mom and pops, like the one I referred to.
The independent pharmacies. Yep.
I'm a huge fan of them, and just to kind of wrap up on pharmacists, because I don't want to spend the whole show about that. But one of the things that I always tell people, and we've talked about it on the show, is that the pharmacist that you go to is a part of your team, your healthcare team, whatever you want to call it. And the thing I always tell people is, before you take any supplement or any pill that the doctor wants to give you, talk to the pharmacist, because they're the ones that can see the interactions and stuff. Doctors don't know that stuff. They really don't. And they'll tell you that they don't. That's a pharmacist's job, right? What are your thoughts on that? Do you agree that the pharmacist should be part of your team as best they can?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think doctors' offices honestly should have a pharmacist on their staff to just, have someone as a resource, but that I don't see that ever happening. But so doctors, no, shove on doctors, but they take one class during their whole medical, school experience about drugs. We have 4 years, or, because we get into the nitty gritty after the first couple. We're learning about, pharmacology. We're learning about what actually happens when that drug is in your body. So it is kind of scary. And many doctors, they learn more from the drug reps that come into their office to tell them about 2 or 3 medications that they're going to prescribe because they're new and they can, that whole rigmarole. And so not looking at, the old school drugs that maybe aren't as cute and sexy, if you will, because they're not new, but they work really well and they don't have drug interactions. So it's very scary, but and pharmacists are pulled in so many directions. I remember times when I was the only pharmacist the whole day, and the phone is ringing, you got people asking you questions, you got new software that times you, like you were mentioning, on every step of your process. So later down the line, they can talk to you about, why does it take you so long to check a prescription? So it's very tough. And yes, a lot of good pharmacists. I have pharmacists on my team now that have left the pharmacy world because they're just like, I can't do it. Yes, they throw a lot of money, but when you don't have that quality of life or your health, I remember when I was in the pharmacy, my health was suffering, even though I was doing a lot of the right things. Just, it's crazy what stress will do to you. So yeah, it's scary and sad and all in one. So hopefully,
I'll mention the one thing you didn't, when they talk about they want to use the newer drugs rather than the old ones, profit, because it's a lot more profitable for the newer ones a lot of times than the ones that have reached the generic stage, or the terminology better than I would, but yeah, after a while, they're not making the profit they would on a new one, so they tend to push them. And I guess at this point, I should say that any advice we are giving, I got to give us a disclaimer here. We're not giving medical advice or pharmaceutical advice. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist. We got to do the old CYA, Rachel. You know how that is. But we are, we're talking about general experiences and giving information. But if you have anything in particular, you need to speak with your doctor, medical professional, pharmacist, goat herder, whatever you want to come up with.
That's right. Not you.
Not me. I am not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV or the radio.
Right.
All right.
So I have a question.
Oh, Laurie's got a question.
Only because it was asked. It was sent to me the other day, and I figured I'd ask. What is the difference between the compound pharmacies versus regular pharmacies?
Well, I know there's some, because we did a little bit of both when I was working, but there's some pharmacies that strictly are maybe, topical things that need to be mixed together, that it doesn't come that way. It's a cream that doesn't come with a certain powder in it, that, a combination of drugs that don't come together naturally that have to be put together. There are some pharmacies that do a lot of, like, you may have heard of bioidentical hormones. So there's some pharmacies that's all they do. So it's just putting medications together that have not been, put together by the company.
Okay.
That was interesting for me. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't either. And when they asked me that, I'm like, I'll ask. And then we have quite a few compound pharmacies in our area. And I'm thinking, well, if I can't get a COVID vaccine here, maybe they have it there.
Don't use that word.
I know, sorry. The C word. Well, wait, what word? But anyways, but the thing is, we see them here, and so they're not a regular pharmacy. It's not like CVS that I would go in there. It's good to know that they're the mixology of pharmacy.
They're the bartenders of pharmacy. How's that? Does that work, Rachel?
Yes. And like I said, I worked at a chain, and we did at that time we did a decent amount of compounding. So there are some regular pharmacies that do, but then there's compounding pharmacies that do like IV bags, like there's those kind of compounding too. So there's a lot of different specialty, if you break it down. I mean, there's pharmacies that just work with chemotherapy drugs, mixing like TPNs and IV bags and things. So there's a lot of different things like that that companies get into like specialty wise.
All right. On that note, it's a perfect time for us to take a quick break. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to ask the dreaded question that Rachel is wondering what I'm going to ask her. So take it away, TK, and we'll be back in just a couple moments.
Veteran Awareness sponsored by You Are Not Alone. Today's veteran homeless rate is approximately 19,750, and the numbers are declining because of the various veteran programs. If you are a veteran you know is homeless, please call 877-4AID-VET. This is a confidential and toll-free call. From this veteran to other veterans, please be there to help our brother and sister veterans. Again, the number is 1-877-424-3838. And thank you for your service.
Are you nervous about joining a gym? Anxious about not being able to keep up with others in the fitness classes? Full Circle Fitness has your solution. We specialize in working with those just getting started on their fitness journey. Our coaches tailor each workout to you and your level of ability, so you don't have to worry about keeping up. There's no better opportunity to get started. Call today, Full Circle Fitness, 910-399-8350, or visit FullCircleFitnessNC.com.
Oh no, our roof is leaking and hurricane season is right around the corner. Don't let a leaky roof keep you up at night. Protect your home. Call Best Choice Roofing to schedule your free, yes, absolutely free roof inspection. Best Choice Roofing works with insurance or can repair the roof before the next storm, whether it's a full replacement or a repair. Choose the best. Call Best Choice Roofing at 910-228-5000 or go to bestchoiceroofing.com to book your appointment today.
It seems like every other store is now selling CBD in some form or another. But did you know that Wilmington has just one local CBD company? I'm talking about Carolina Pure. Family owned and operated, they are Wilmington's first and only CBD company that makes quality hemp products right here in town, including tinctures, topicals, and pet products. Their hemp is sourced from local farmers and they support area musicians and nonprofits. Check us out at carolinapureshop.com.
Folks, you know you're all looking for that special gift. Lines are long, traffic is frustrating, supply chains in the news. Just take a deep breath. If you're anywhere near Oak Island, come by Seaside Jewelers, 8801 East Oak Island Drive. Avoid the traffic, the lines, the frustration, and get that extraordinary and special gift. From high-end diamond rings to Larimar, from necklaces to bracelets, watches, and unique jewelry. And you also get one-on-one service with their experienced staff. Great prices now, just in time for the holidays. Come by and check out Seaside 01 East Oak Island Drive.
We are back. We're having a little fun here on the break. Laurie's been picking on me and my handwriting. I think she thinks I should become a doctor. Probably because she wants the income.
Well, you would make a great proctologist because you're a pain in my ass.
Wow. I have no response to that. Wow. Because anything I say in return is not going to be good. But anyway, well, since you seem to like talking, why don't you go ahead and do the housekeeping? Give them the phone number and all that again.
All right. Our phone number is 910-444-0281. And I don't even need to look at the paper on that one because I have.
You have it memorized.
I do.
And of course, don't be afraid to jump into the chat on Facebook. Our producer TK is watching that. If you have any questions, feel free to jump in. So Rachel's been patiently waiting for the question.
I have.
So what really triggered it, Rachel? And this is all in good fun too, but about, I don't know, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, somewhere ago, you had posted something on your page, and I found it fascinating. And then I was watching like the responses you had on it, and I thought it would be a really good thing to talk about, which is you had posed the question: which 2 supplements should you not take? You remember that?
Yeah, I sure do.
And I loved your take on it. So I wanted to ask you directly about it, because I think for our audience, because the ones you mentioned, I know a lot of them are taking.
Are you taking it?
Mhm.
I occasionally have taken one of them, yes. So why don't you go ahead, and I'm going to give you the floor for a couple minutes. Tell us what those 2 supplements are and why. And again, let me just disclaimer, we are not giving medical advice. This is opinion, blah, blah, blah. Okay, go ahead.
She's a doctor, right?
Well, she's a doctor of pharmacy, yes.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Rachel.
Yes, drum roll, please. So the 2 supplements that I was talking about, and yes, these are 2 very popular, and I got a lot of interaction on this because it's a hot topic, are melatonin and collagen. Because because actually your body actually can make both of those if you are treating your gut with a little respect and supplementing and eating proper nutrition and all the things. Now, I know the big thing with collagen was, it goes down as you age, which is true, but you can keep your body in an optimized level to support you. But you can still take it. There's, I give people, the option. You can absolutely, but what I highly recommend to people is that you do a lot of research, because there's a lot of gross garbage collagens out there. And because collagen comes from basically the leftovers when you're slaughtering an animal. It's the bones, it's the cartilage, it's their network of tissues, all of that. That's where they get the collagen from. So just be very careful that if you are using one of those products, that you're getting something that's clean, because where we store kind of the old toxins in our body tends to be in our tissue and bones and things like that. So same with animals. If they had, depending on what kind of life they had, foods they ate, were they treated with steroids? Were they treated with a lot of antibiotics, things like that? So you really want to make sure that if you do go down that route, that you're really doing your research. So, but yeah, you can actually stimulate collagen production in your body. Like I have a protocol that I do with my clients and myself, and same with melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone in our body that's naturally produced in our body at night primarily. Now it gets affected with people that maybe work, different shifts and things like that. But there's ways to stimulate it. And you do that by balancing hormones, starting with your serotonin, because actually serotonin, which we hear a lot about with people with depression and anxiety and things like that. But serotonin is actually what they call the precursor to melatonin. So if you have enough serotonin, which the majority is made in your gut, you can produce melatonin at a rate that helps you sleep. So yes, I'm sure there's questions.
Well, yeah, no, you're going right where I want to go, because probably the number one supplement I've been asked about. I mean, I get asked about all of them, but the big one that I've been asked a lot about this year in particular has been collagen. I don't know if there's a push going on somewhere. You see things all over the place, but there seems to be a big emphasis all of a sudden on it. And my argument has always been, look, are there benefits? Research shows yes. And also to your point, right, that there's some bad ones out there, that kind of stuff. One of our clients went out and spent $20 on a little bottle. And the only benefit she got out of it was, well, Miralax would have done the same thing. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, I think it's new. I mean, once somebody takes it and then they start seeing results, it just goes wild. And it's funny when you said that, I was like, oh my God, that's like, everybody's talking about collagen.
Everybody
right now.
is.
It's where, Facebook
it's become the new buzzword.
It is.
And it's funny. That's one of the reasons I'm glad you're here to talk about it, is because you have expertise in this. I mean, when you see products like, let's say, the collagen, even the quality ones, is there a lot of benefit to taking them? And I already know the answer, but I want to hear your answer. Do you find that most of it is wasted money, so to speak?
Yeah. I would say there's very little to no benefit, to be honest with you. And I know I'm going to ruffle. I always say this when I bring it up too. I'm going to ruffle some feathers out there, but I'm going to challenge the thought process, because I know as we get older, we want to find that we always want to have that magic pill, powder, cream that makes us look younger, feel younger, whatever it is. And it's really always comes back to tapping into like what our bodies can do if we're actually treating our bodies with respect, right? Like just like a person, if you're treating someone else the way you want to be treated. And I can just say from personal experience, like I have never taken a collagen product. I'm over the age of 40, and my nails have never grown faster. My hair, like I had the whole COVID hair loss thing, and my hair has like come back very quickly. And I've never taken a collagen product, but I was talking to the doctor of the products that I use. I was asking him, like, if you had somebody who was trying to produce collagen naturally, because that's where I first really learned about it, was he started talking about it. I'm like, it makes sense. He told me this is what you need to do. And I did it. And I'm like, okay, it works. Like I tested it on myself. So I think it's one of those, like we talked about the new medications that come out. It makes people money right now. It's that sexy thing. And people are just like, yeah, I know it's going to work for me. And like you said, whomever you knew that took it, it does have that chance of making you, a little more regular or irregular,
I like your wording there. A little more regular. Yeah.
So,
and the thing was, she spent $20 on one bottle of it. And I'm like, well, first of all, one bottle wouldn't do anything you take pretty much.
Right. Exactly.
And it's, and I'll be fair. There are people I know that swear by it, and that's fine. If they believe it and it's working for them, by all means. But a lot of these products, my argument would be, if you want something like that, go make some bone broth,
Yeah. And that's 1,000%. And that's what I tell people. I'm like, just go to your local farmer, get some bones, that they're clean, like I said earlier, that they're clean. And that's the thing too. Like if you're eating lots of fruits and vegetables and you're eating a lot of whole foods, and you want to take collagen as well, sometimes just having the right nutrition can enhance how that collagen is going to work for you. But at the end of the day, it gets back to, let's heal the body a little bit and let the body work efficiently and effectively. And yes, as we age, we all know things change and slow down, but I'm a firm believer that you can kind of keep your body and working really like a well fine-tuned machine. So you just gotta treat your body good.
Yeah, my viewpoint is food is medicine, and it's also, it goes both ways. If you fill your body with garbage, you're going to look and feel like garbage. If you take care of it, you're going to look and feel great and have more energy. Next thing I wanted to kind of go to, because you talk about it a lot, and you've actually already mentioned it, that I think is really important, is you talk about gut health a lot on your page. And I follow it religiously because of that, because I'm a big believer in that also. Share some thoughts. You already kind of went there a little bit, but share some thoughts on why you think gut health is so important, and really, especially as we get older, how at least in my opinion, it's critical to really look at it. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh my, you got like 3 hours? Cause I
knew it. Yeah, I know.
So the gut's called the second brain, but I almost think it's the first brain because, we always say, trust your gut, right? It's your intuition. But I mentioned earlier, 70 to 90% of all your hormones are actually produced in your gut. So if we're able to our guts in check with the hormones being balanced, I'm talking about cortisol. Cortisol is kind of the operator of every other hormone. Like if your cortisol is always at a high level, serotonin is going to be out of whack, estrogen, testosterone, like insulin, like your thyroid, everything that is causing disease is actually starting in your gut. Like I just firmly believe that. And your inflammation, like if you're inflamed in your gut, you're going to have autoimmune issues. You're going to have arthritis. Fibromyalgia is a big one that we'll talk about, but it's all autoimmune. So if we can heal the gut, lower inflammation, we can, I truly believe it's just like we heal the gut, we heal, what is it that ails you? It's going to improve. Will it fully go away? We don't know that for sure, but I can definitely stand behind it's going to improve. If you've heard the term leaky gut, it's just basically your gut has a thin mucusy. I know, yummy.
Yeah.
We're not eating, so it's good.
But your gut actually has a thin layer of protection, and it's just you have to keep that in a good state. So getting sick during this time of year, a lot of that has to do with like where's your gut at? Like is your gut inflamed or not inflamed? Like if your body's always fighting against itself, it's gonna let viruses and things come in and like, hey, I got nothing because I'm fighting really hard to just keep him or her going each day. So I think the gut's everything. And I felt that way. I was recommending probiotics 12, 15 years ago before anyone even was talking about them. They're like, oh, those don't work. Like, what do you so I used to get laughed at by fellow pharmacists, and now it's the thing, one of the trending recommendations out there. So yeah, gut health is, man, we could change a lot of things if we could just get people to focus on healing their gut.
I couldn't agree more. And no, I didn't pay her to say all that because I say the same things. It's funny because I was having a conversation earlier this week with someone because one of my lines that I like to use is you are literally what you eat, right? Your body, everything in your body is largely determined by what you consume, whether it's food, drink, whatever. And it ties into what you're talking about with the gut. And as I said a little while ago, if you're feeding your body garbage, I hate to break it to you, if you're drinking tons of alcohol, you're not doing your gut any favors there.
What are you looking at me for?
Well, because I know you and your scotch.
Well, it's not like I'm drinking a ton of it. A ton of scotch is a lot.
Well, I'm going to let it go.
Yeah, you better let it go.
But, it's one of the things, especially like hearing it come from you, is because people aren't going to hear that a lot of times from the medical industry, right? And I'm not knocking doctors, but their job is to fix you and get you out the door. So their remedy is going to more often than not be a prescription or do this, right? When a lot of times, if you took care of your body, fed it properly, give it, and you mentioned this, give it what it needs so that it can fight back on various illnesses, whatever. And you mentioned cortisol, it takes the stress off the body because the last thing you want to be doing is dumping tons of cortisol into your blood.
Exactly. And I have heard rumors that pharmaceutical companies are actually going to be, and maybe this will come to fruition, but they're actually doing a lot of studies on bacteria and how certain strains of bacteria can help with, and some of the products that I recommend that they're so pinpointed to, they can deal with anxiety, depression, different, maybe down the line, it will be cancer. Who knows? But it'll be interesting to see like how they go about. Sometimes I'm like, they'll probably just ruin it. But yeah, you definitely are what you eat. But the beautiful thing to that too is that as quickly as you can like crush your gut heals fairly quickly. Like you're replenishing those cells. Like if you started today, and I think one of you two mentioned something about 90 days from now. I don't know if you guys have a program happening or whatever, but in 90 days, you could almost you are a totally different person because all your cells are turning over and your gut is even thicker. So just saying, like, if you're thinking, don't wait for 2023, right? The New Year's resolutions, like start today, just start by like drinking some lemon water or something. But yeah, it's just, you definitely are what you eat. And it's not that you don't have to be perfect. Yeah. It's just 80, maybe at first you have to be a little more strict as you're healing, but, then as time goes on, you can have a little more fun, like, oh, I can eat that pizza, have that pizza on Fridays or whatever, that ice cream on Sundays or whatever it is that you like to do. Like you don't have to be perfect, but drink some water instead of having, Diet Coke all day or whatever it is for you. So
you just got me glared at. All right. Well, on that note, let's take another quick break and come back. And I do want to go where you started to go, Rachel. Let's just talk about some of the things you recommend and what you do and that kind of stuff. So let's take a quick couple of minute break and then we'll come back and take on the next questions and stuff.
Are you tired of making bad choices? Well, don't. Choose Best Choice Roofing for all your roofing needs. From free inspection to timely repairs, we've got you covered. And with our Owens Corning Platinum Preferred status, we'll have you covered for years to come. Give us a call at 910-228-5000 or go to bestchoiceroofing.com today to schedule your absolutely free, no obligation roof assessment.
How far would you go if you had a group of strong, amazing people who support, motivate, and inspire one another to achieve their fitness goals and dreams? At Full Circle Fitness, we aren't just a place to work out. We're a community of amazing people who work together to reclaim our bodies and do things we thought we'd never be able to do again. Ready to set your fears aside and stop making excuses? Call today, Full Circle Fitness, 910-399-8350, or visit FullCircleFitnessNC.com.
Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, located at 8210 River Road, Southport, is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, with the Tackle Box open Monday through Saturday, 7 to 6. Marine Service Pro is a full Suzuki and Tohatsu dealership. They deal in pre-owned boats, full service and repair, with certified technicians in all engines, and fiberglass specialists. The Tackle Box offers fresh local seafood, live bait, a tackle shop, and fish packing and shipping. They also offer a full-service U-Haul dealership. Spend time with Leon or Jenny for one-stop shopping at Marine Service Pro and the Tackle Box Seafood, 8210 River Road, Southport.
Oh no, our roof is leaking and hurricane season is right around the corner. Don't let a leaky roof keep you up at night. Protect your home. Call Best Choice Roofing to schedule your free, yes, absolutely free roof inspection. Best Choice Roofing works with insurance or can repair the roof before the next storm, whether it's a full replacement or a repair. Choose the best. Call Best Choice Roofing at 910-228-5000 or go to bestchoiceroofing.com to book your appointment today.
It seems like every other store is now selling CBD in some form or another. But did you know that Wilmington has just one local CBD company? I'm talking about Carolina Pure. Family owned and operated, they are Wilmington's first and only CBD company that makes quality hemp products right here in town, including tinctures, topicals, and pet products. Their hemp is sourced from local farmers and they support area musicians and nonprofits. Check us out at carolinapureshop.com.
And we're back to Living Fit After 50. Hey, just a quick reminder, go check us out on the web, livingfitafter50.com. There's lots of fun information from Laurie and I. There's past show replays you can go check out. Also, don't be afraid to jump into our private Facebook group, also called Living Fit After 50. Yep. It's private, but we will let you in. We share tons of information in there, recipes, workouts. What else? There's so much in there. I don't know.
And everything.
Anyway, let's get back to our guest, Dr. Rachel Gregg. So you kind of started to go there, which is talk about the things that you recommend. And I really wanted to get your insights. What are the things that you generally recommend to people to do to be healthier, especially as they're getting older?
Yeah. So I like you said, food is medicine. So I definitely look at ways that I can help them make simple changes, little changes. Maybe it's changing one meal at a time, making them feel better. And then they, can trust me to help them further. Drink more water, supplementation, moving, as you guys know, moving the body, whether it's walking, lifting, whatever, tailor it to what meet them where they're at when they come to me.
Now, other than collagen and melatonin, are there supplements that you do recommend for people?
Yes, I do. I have gut brain access supplements that I recommend to my clients, whether it's a probiotic, a prebiotic. We came out with a product that's a postbiotic. So I definitely like to start with a couple of things and kind of see, I ask them some questions like, where do I want to focus the regimen for them, obviously to give them the most for their money and not, so they feel the benefit quickly as well. I
have to ask, because I know what a prebiotic is. I know what a probiotic is. What is a postbiotic? That one's a new one for me.
Yeah. So a postbiotic is basically, it's a dead bacteria, but it also has the benefits. It gives a little bit of nutrition to the probiotic, and it also has other benefits to the body, even though it's not technically like a live bacteria per se, but it does help enhance, the bacteria that is alive. And it helps that work better. So like our company came out with it's a quad biotic basically. And what it does is it actually helps your body balance out insulin and it helps with food cravings. So we've had people that have been on it for a while, like they notice fat loss or weight loss and a lot of reduction in inflammation. So it helps just kind of it helps the pre and the probiotic work more synergistically together.
Interesting. So you kind of mentioned your company. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your company and what you do?
Yeah. So the company is called Amari. It's the mental wellness company, and it is a network marketing company. Yes, a pharmacist joined a network marketing company, but I get that all the time, but I have a team of pharmacists and other health care practitioners that have joined me on this because they see the value of the gut and the brain and building a business, where you can actually help people grow and feel better. And so it's a great opportunity because we have a great community. We get on, we grow a business from our home, which is really fun because, you don't have, like we've been talking about all the red tape, when you're in the healthcare field, the Western medicine side of it. And with this, there's no red tape. Like if somebody's ready to feel better, truly, they can get started today, right? Just like I said, like 90 days from now, you can be a totally different person. And we do have, testimonial groups on Facebook and different things where you can see proof of like, hey, this person healed their, arthritis, or we've had people heal thyroid issues. Like some people think, a lot of people have in their heads, and I've heard this a lot through the years, like I'm always going to be on thyroid medications or something, and they get in my head, I can't heal my body. And that's, I'm not telling anyone to just like go off their thyroid med, but I'm saying if there's something in your health today, in this moment that you want to heal, it's changing the mindset of like, I can heal that. And supplementation is such a good place to start because some people aren't ready to change the way they eat and things like that. So if I can get someone, like we have one product called the Happy Juice, and it's so simple. It's like 3 powders and water, and people start to feel better. This isn't an infomercial, but I have people that will say, I drank that for like 2 days and I feel so much better. Like it raises dopamine, so you're more motivated. So sometimes people need that jump start before they're ready to move their body or eat something healthy. And as you're healing your gut, you're changing the pH of your body. You're changing the dynamics of maybe vitamins and minerals and things in your body because you're absorbing better. So then your food cravings change. And so it's just, I've started to see over the last years that I've been with this company, I've noticed that, that chicken or the egg theory, like I tried to figure out like, where is the best place, the majority of the time to start with people. And I'm finding it's the supplement side of nutrition that tends to get people jump started a little bit quicker. So as you guys know, you got to get someone to buy into it, right? To feel better. Right. So that's where I found the most success.
Yeah, I think that's one of the easiest ways for people to get started. Because like you said, sometimes it's tough to start working out at a gym or tough to start eating healthy, but taking a particular supplement. Like you mentioned, Happy Juice. Laurie has a Happy Juice. It's called Scotch.
I do, and it makes me very happy.
I had to get, there's the payback for earlier.
It's my happy juice, and it's a lovely supplement, and it's not collagen or...
It's got vitamins and minerals, I'm sure.
It's not new to the world. It's been out for a while. So,
so Rachel, we got a couple minutes left. One of the things I want to make sure that we do is tell people how they can get a hold of you. If they want to reach out to you, talk to you, inquire about what you offer, how can they go about doing that?
Yeah, so you can find me on all the different platforms. TikTok, I'm there as Dr. Rachel Gregg. You can find me on Facebook as Rachel Gregg. I'm on, those are the two I'm primarily on. So those are probably the best places to find me. If you want to email me, you can email me at rachelgreggfitness@gmail.com if you want to reach out to me directly. So those are probably the best ways to get in touch.
Excellent. And I will tell you folks, if you're not following her, go follow her. I follow you primarily on the reels on Facebook. You're always taking a walk when you're talking. I love that. But they're really informative. And I'm not just saying that because she's here. I really do recommend you go follow them. I will follow you on TikTok. We haven't yet, but as soon as we get off the air, I am going to go follow you on TikTok, so you'll know we're there also. By the way, we're on TikTok also, Living Fit After 50. Laurie gets insane videos on there sometimes.
Yep, I do. I have a question, Rachel. Only
1 minute.
I know. So you had mentioned the mental awareness MRA. So I quickly pulled it up on Facebook. There are multiple things on there if somebody was going to look that up. What link would that be?
To reach you?
Well, So there's Amari Global is like the corporate side. That's where you're gonna find the actual Amari. We have some Amari groups, like different teams might have names, different groups Amari, but Amari Global is the corporate.
Yeah. So basically, they should definitely find you on Facebook and go from there, or email you.
Yeah, because I have a website that they can look at, or I like to really ask questions of each individual so I can I make it personalized to their needs. So
beautiful,
excellent,
beautiful.
On that note, we are going to take our final break, and then we're going to come back and wrap things up. See you in a couple.
Oh no, our roof is leaking and hurricane season is right around the corner. Don't let a leaky roof keep you up at night. Protect your home. Call Best Choice Roofing to schedule your free, yes, absolutely free roof inspection. Best Choice Roofing works with insurance or can repair the roof before the next storm, whether it's a full replacement or a repair. Choose the best. Call Best Choice Roofing at 910-228-5000 or go to bestchoiceroofing.com to book your appointment today.
Veteran Awareness sponsored by You Are Not Alone. Today's veteran homeless rate is approximately 19,750, and the numbers are declining because of the various veteran programs. If you or a veteran you know is homeless, please call 877-4AID-VET. This is a confidential and toll-free call. From this veteran to other veterans, please be there to help our brother and sister veterans. Again, the number is 1-877-424-3838. And thank you for your service.
Have you heard about Cape Fear's only fitness community exclusively for those over 50? At Full Circle Fitness, we understand that goals, lifestyles, and our bodies change through the decades, which is why our Living Fit After 50 is custom designed to help you get a safe, effective workout without spending hours in the gym. Get started today. Call 910-399-8350 or visit FullCircleFitnessNC.com.
The left has hijacked our media, our culture, and our schools. Your children are taught to hate America. Your speech is censored. Your employer is woke, and you are being called racist. That's why I wrote a book showing you how to keep the left from dominating your life. The book is called Rules for Anti-Radicals, a practical handbook for defeating leftism. And it draws from my 28 years of grassroots leadership by empowering conservatives too often bullied into silence by the left. It's a comprehensive guide to beating leftism not only in politics, but in daily life. And it's not just for dedicated conservative activists, but also for anyone sick of getting beaten down by the woke mob. Whether it's your job, your school board, or your neighbors, you can win against woke. Get Rules for Anti-Radicals from Amazon or at rulesforantiradicals.com/radio. That's rulesforantiradicals.com/radio.
Folks, you know you're all looking for that special gift. Lines are long, traffic is frustrating, supply chains in the news. Just take a deep breath. If you're anywhere near Oak Island, come by Seaside Jewelers, 8801 East Oak Island Drive. Avoid the traffic, the lines, the frustration, and get that extraordinary and special gift. From high-end diamond rings to Larimar, from necklaces to bracelets, watches, and unique jewelry. And you also get one-on-one service with their experienced staff. Great prices now, just in time for the holidays. Come by and check out Seaside Jewelers, 8801 East Oak Island Drive.
And we are back to Living Fit After 50. Wow, this hour flew by. We say that every week. I say that on all the shows that I'm on. But in case you don't know, I am also on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. I'm on the wonderful All Things Brunswick show. And occasionally, not every week, but most weeks, I guest on The Asylum with our amazing producer, TK. I love doing that with him. We have a blast every week. So check those out if you haven't already. And again, don't forget to visit our website, livingfitafter50.com. Laurie, who is our guest next week?
Oh, my goodness. It's a good one. Wait till you hear this one. Clell Ham from Hair Ham Hearing Aid Center. Get it?
Get it?
Hear about this one? Get
Yeah.
it?
I got it.
It'll be a good one because he'll be talking about hearing aids and living and hearing well after 50.
I'm going to definitely need this show because my hearing is going rapidly.
What?
I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah.
I've been with her for 12 years now. Just seems like 100. But anyway, on that note, hey, we want to say a super thank you to Dr. Rachel Gregg for joining us today. Go check out her on Facebook, TikTok. I forgot all of them, Rachel. I'm sorry. I will have links in the show notes. And on that note, I think we're going to call it a day.
We are.
And you all have a wonderful week.